it's not that you suck at social media, it's that you're trying to please the wrong people. Do you feel like you're creating content, but it doesn't actually lead you anywhere? It doesn't actually get you the jobs that you think it should? Do you feel like you're putting stuff out there and it's maybe it is getting a bunch of views and a bunch of likes, but it's not resulting to customers? Or you're putting stuff out there and nobody's engaging with it? Social media is a weird thing, and I think it's because our perspectives need to shift on how we're thinking about it. So in this video, my goal is to break some of the beliefs that you have and help you realize why what you're doing may not be working as good as it should, and then give you some tactical solutions to create a stronger brand through social media that actually helps you get jobs, but more importantly, allows you to charge full price for those jobs because people actually want to work with you. They're not just price shopping, it's not just a commodity. So let's get right into it. The first thing we need to understand with social media is essentially how it works as a customer. So if we were to draw out a big funnel right here, down here is spending money with you. There we go. Down here is spending money with you. And for a lot of you guys, this is a lot of money, right? If you're an outdoor living contractor, it's gonna be like 50K plus on the low end. This is a lot of money. And to spend a lot of money with somebody, you've got to have a lot of trust, right? So if this is true, spending a lot of money equals trust, we can flip the script and look at this funnel like that, for example. So people up here have zero trust. They have no idea who you are, what you do, and because of that, there's no chance that they're going to spend any money with you, right? And as we get closer, we're building up, let's say 100% trust. So your goal with your content is to guide people along here so that eventually they trust you enough that they're willing to spend this kind of money. Now, there's a whole concept here where it's like risk versus reward and things like that. Like if I don't trust somebody, maybe I'll give them 10 bucks and see what they can do with it. But if I do trust somebody, I'm a lot more likely to invest. And it's the same for you. It's the same for the homeowners that you're working with. That's why it's so easy to win a job when you undercut. They don't really need to trust you that much because you're so much cheaper than everybody else. If you suck and they lose all their money, they're not losing, they're losing 30 grand instead of 80 grand, right? Because you're so much lower than everybody else. It's like, it's a risk they're willing to take to save 50 grand. And that's why undercutting works, because you don't need to build as much trust. But for those people that, that want to have a customer walk up to them and say, hey, I love your work. I love what you do. Just tell me the price and we'll get it paid. Like, just please do this for me. They're begging you to work with them because they trust you. They know that you're going to get them good results, and whatever they pay you is 100% worth it. And the reason I go on that tangent is to flip the script of social media, right? And I just want to ask you a question. So if you're one of those people who is doing little TikTok dances or little skits, do you think this is going to help build trust with you and your company? No, right? If you're doing that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying it's bad per se. I'm saying you've got to think about it, right? If the goal of social media is to bring people down this funnel and make them trust you more so they're more likely to spend money with you, wouldn't it make sense that the things that you're doing build more trust? Right, okay. So then let's flip our heads. What shit should we be doing to get people to trust us? Should we be doing TikTok dances and skits that are just trendy? No. Even if it's entertaining, chances of them knowing who you are, what you do in your business, or even being the right customer is very unlikely. And so if you're doing things like this on social media and you're getting engagement, but it's not turning into customers, here's why, right? The way that you should be thinking about it is this trust journey almost. Your social media, your content should be a trust journey for these people. Up here, they have no idea who you are, right? At the top of the funnel, they have no idea who you are. And over here, we're getting more awareness. And as we're getting more awareness, we're building trust. And what's the best way to build trust with somebody? Educate them. So if you can educate somebody, if you can be the guide, the knowledgeable person that's guiding them along their journey, they're going to trust you more, right? Wow, doesn't that just sounds so profound, okay? So with education, there's essentially 3 stages of what people are looking for, right? They're at the general stage, This means they're just generally looking for ideas, okay? Jesus Christ. Hold on. Okay, the freaking air conditioner comes on and then it's loud as hell. So they're at the general stage. Then they are at the understanding phase. And then they're at the solution phase. Solution. And you want to reach people where they're at and help move them to that next stage, okay? So stay with me. This is a social media masterclass. It's a little bit advanced, but I think by following some of these steps, it's going to change the game. So at the general stage, they're looking for ideas, right? They're looking for inspiration. They are trying to understand more. So for outdoor living contractors, for example, they're trying to understand the different types of pergolas. They're trying to understand the different features of a pool. The in-floor cleaning, they're trying to understand these things and get ideas of what might look good in their backyard, right? They just want to know, hey, can this go in my backyard? How much should I spend? So they're looking for things like price, options. Okay, they want this kind of stuff for inspiration. They want to know what they can afford and what their options are. Once they get those things, they want to understand a little bit more about how it works. So step one, create content here. Educate them on price. What is the price difference between a pool spa combo versus just a pool, right? What is the difference in big barbecue versus small barbecue? Like, what are the differences here? And what are their options? Like, do people know about pumps that heat and cool the pool? Do people know that? They're probably researching it, right? And then from that content, you want to dive a little bit deeper on getting them to understand more, right? More in depth about price, exact features, exact options, budgets, and all of these things. Because here, once they move from this stage down to this stage, they're trying to understand more so they don't get taken advantage of. They want to know things to look for, things to consider. What's gonna move the price, right? What are those price drivers that make it more expensive or less expensive? And this is where you're creating content here that helps them with that understanding. Hey, we were just out at this project and we quoted the customer so-and-so. We got out there, we started digging, we realized it's a hard dig or something like that. I don't know. You don't like just realize, but all of a sudden the price is a little bit more expensive, right? Or, hey, the initial quote we had basic pavers and now they want to go with travertine decking or something like that. So you can break down, here's why this costs so much more money and here's what the increase is. Now people who are at that stage, they're trying to understand it. They're like, oh wow, I had no idea. And all this time, what they're seeing is you. Like, your face is here while you're explaining this, your face is here while you're explaining this, and then you want to move them along here to the obvious solution. Hey, once you understand what it's going to cost to build your backyard, have us come out. We can take a look at it. We can give you a solid quote. Hey, once you decide which kind of pergola you want, like what size, do you want open? Do you want closed? Like, what do you want? Have us come out. We can give you a solid quote, right? But a lot of people are marketing here. Hey, please call us. Hey, please do a consultation. Hey, but you haven't built any trust. You're saying this message to people who are right here who don't trust you. And it's not going to be effective at all. If you've moved them along here, like let's say this is 0 and this is like 30% trust, I guess. This message makes a lot more sense, but you're trying to say it to these people who have no idea you exist. It's a completely cold audience. It's terrible. And it's why your conversions are really bad. So God, this looks like a mess. So your goal is to create content, general content that reaches people who have questions, right? Frequently asked questions. What are the options? These are just common questions. Then you want to create content that gives them a deeper understanding of what it is, what it costs, what affects that cost. Because essentially they want to feel super equipped. Like, they want to have a conversation with the design consultant or the estimate guy, and they don't want to feel like he's talking a fucking 12th grade language, right? He wants to feel like they're understood and that they know what they're talking, and it's a level playing field here. So your content in this phase should be educating them, and the call to action should be towards the solution. Your call to action from the general phase should be about understanding more, right? It's steps, it's levels. And so you don't go, hey, a lot of people wonder how much a pool costs. Well, it's going to cost between $50,000 and $110,000. If that sounds good to you, let us know. We'll come build it. No, it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way because they don't trust you enough. And like, that's the message you're trying to convey. So you want to meet people where they're at. Hit them at all these different stages, and that's where your content comes into play. Now, what you're not going to notice is I didn't mention anything about dancing. I didn't mention anything about trends. Trends and following stuff like that can build awareness. Absolutely. Like, you're going to get recognized. People are going to see you exist if you're good at it, if you're funny. But 9 times out of 10, it's not going to move the needle forward like this educational high value content is, because people just want to trust somebody. And sure, the funny guy, the entertaining guy, it's going to get something, but it's just not going to be what you're looking for. And I see people chase the trends. They feel stupid. They don't know why it doesn't work. And here's why. Like, if we just drew it, we've got these general things, and like, I don't even know. I'm going to just out over here. You can't even see, you can see where I'm writing on this screen. Way over here is where the trends are. Like, these people are at negative trust, right? They don't even know who you are, what you do, and they're not even in this general phase right here where you want them to be. So this is why I don't think that's a good idea. But we help pool builders, outdoor living contractors create content. We actually film it for you. We tell you what to do. It's a lot of work on our end, but it helps you build trust with customers so that your ads are more effective, so you don't have to beg for price for their business. You don't have to discount all your stuff just to get the job. We make people trust you, because that's the biggest thing that people need. And I have a lot of free educational content on this channel, so you can learn how to do this, how to make more money, how to get better leads. So make sure you check all of that out. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.